Hey there, Castle Knights. I'm Kyrstin Hosack.
And I'm Ella Wood.
And this is Lancer Live. Last week, we had yet another state walk recognizing many groups' accomplishments, including Winter Guard, speech team, mock trial, archery, and jazz band. The jazz band won a solo award, and Winter Guard placed second in the state.
The archery team won the state competition in both the bullseye and 3D categories. Sophomore Isaac Kaiser was a state champion in the 3D competition, and junior Addison Bratcher finished second in bullseye. The speech team placed third in sectionals, and Castle had 3 champions for the first time ever. Natia Sharma, Lorelei Taylor, and Raina Tyler all excelled in the sectional finals and qualified for the state competition.
Mock trial competed in a state competition with our very own Ramsey Newton winning Best Attorney Award and senior Emily Taylor winning an Outstanding Witness within their group.
Intramural volleyball teams have been competing this March, and the championship game was held Tuesday night. The Flex and Flamingos won against the Ball Crushers in 3 sets. The team included seniors Joey Nungy, Logan Simpson, Avery Justice, and Caroline Batchelder, with juniors Brylan Pickard and Michelle Greenwell.
A fan favorite, Mr. Schlimmer, competed on the teacher squad in intramural volleyball. Reporter Ramsey Newton sat down with Mr. Schlimmer for an exclusive behind-the-desk interview. Take it away, Ramsey.
Hi guys, my name is Ramsey Newton and I'm here with Mr. Schlimmer for another Behind the Desk. Now Mr. Schlimmer, growing up near Cincinnati, what landed you here and how did you know you wanted to teach?
Yeah, so I was from a poor family, so I got to apply to 6 colleges for free. And I remember I applied for 5 of them for baseball, and then University of Evansville sent me a birthday card. It was like the first birthday card I ever got. So I was like, let's try it. So I applied. I thought nothing of Evansville. I came here once when we played rights in football. And then when FAFSA came around, I actually had like a really awesome package from them that outdid like everything else for baseball. So I was like, let's try it. So I came to UE without ever visiting. Don't recommend doing that. But I fell in love with it and getting involved with the community here early. I was originally athletic training and physical therapy. So that was one thing, but I really did not like working with old people, and I really enjoyed the athletic training and just working with high school kids.
Yeah.
So after I graduated athletic training, I'm like, I want to be around high school kids more. What can I do? And I was like, just become a teacher. So
course.
I got that license.
And going along with teaching, what landed you in the forensic field?
So that's a great question because I don't know. It's weird because it falls underneath life science, even though everything we deal with is dead.
Right.
So it's kind of like reverse what you would think, but. I was kind of torn between a couple of job offers, and Castle originally offered me just all freshman biology, and I had another offer that had just multiple things, and I did not want to teach the same thing all day long. So Castle sweetened up the offer. It was Dr. Gresham at the time, and he's like, what if I gave you a couple forensics classes? And I knew nothing about it, and I just knew that there was an awesome teacher, Mrs. All, that kind of started the program, and he's like, what if I give you some forensics classes? Mrs. All was not ecstatic because they were hiring somebody that never taught before.
Right.
There was nothing about forensics, but she trained me well, and I've kind of been running with it ever since.
Of course. And your wife is a nurse, so what brought both of you to the medical side of jobs?
That's, I think, I could definitely speak for my wife, and hopefully people will say for me, but my wife has like the biggest heart. Right. She is so selfless. She's always just so caring and stuff about others. That's one reason why I fell in love with her. So I knew that was always going to be her thing. She's changed her major like 8 times, but nursing always came back into it. She just likes to serve others and help others. And I was the same way. I like to kind of help others and relate to others. And I like the athletic training part, again, because I get to work with such a young population that wants to go make an impact and usually give back to others. So it just kind of keeps that branch going.
And next year, your class will be full of seniors. How will this change the atmosphere of the classroom?
It's going to be sad, really, because I really have some awesome juniors, and I love building that rapport and having it for 2 years. But it's going to be better, I think, for Castle as a whole, because the dynamics of classes can change. If you're 80% senior, 20% junior, it's completely different if it's reversed. So I think it's going to be nice for the seniors to all kind of be together and band together, because we do talk about some heavy topics in here. That it may be comfortable being with your peers that you're comfortable with. And it's also going to just kind of help our numbers out. At one point, forensics was the 2nd largest science course here behind required freshman biology. Wow. So that just really made it really hard to teach, especially when we only have one lab space and with the guest speakers and all the labs and projects we do. So I think by kind of limiting that, we ensure that the freshman classes aren't going to get too big, that they'll get the proper attention, and we'll still be able to have a fun time in forensics.
Speaking of a fun time in forensics, we listen to a lot of music in class.
That we do.
Do you have a favorite band or genre?
I saw that question and I was like devastated to hear it because I love all music. I really do. Spotify told me I listen to more music than like 96% of people I think this year.
Okay.
So it's everything. I am a country guy at heart. Country doesn't really fly here at Castle High School. So I have to suppress that. I love lyricists, people that can tell good stories. So that includes, my rappers like J. Cole, Wale, Nas, Jay-Z. I'm a huge T Swift fan. Going to see her in June, no big deal. But anyone that can really write music that you can relate to and tells great stories, I like them.
Okay, and what's your favorite unit that we study in class and why?
Favorite unit? That's a tough one. There's so many.
There are a lot.
The drugs and toxicology is one that's always interesting just because it relates. We really get to talk about how addiction is so rampant and how it affects people. And that one person that you don't think you have anything in common with, you guys are actually suffering similar trauma. It brings people close together that way. But I think the one that's really grown on me has actually been our entomology unit, the bugs. Because the bugs are gross, right?
Yes.
You're dealing with the dead, smelly pigs and all these
Disgusting.
things. No one likes it, but at the end of the year when we reflect on the course, all the students always say, that was a really cool opportunity we got to do and see. And so I think that's the one that I've been liking a lot here recently.
Of course. And we watch a lot of criminal shows in here. What has been your favorite case or criminal we have gone over this year or talked about this year?
That's a good one. Probably, I don't want to say any of the big serial killers and stuff like that. I don't like to really, give them props for what they've done. It was still bad, but the interesting dynamics of studying people like Dr. Swango, some guy who goes on to become a doctor just to harm, over 80 people.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting mindset to kind of study, to have that type of intelligence and a platform to do good and use it for bad.
Right.
So I don't encourage that at all. Obviously, don't do that. But it's it's intriguing mindset when we talk about forensic psychology of why that's just so rare.
Of course. And now you're a part of the intramural volleyball team, correct?
Yes.
So how have your past games been going?
It's a little. We're doing well. We're competitive, especially when we're at full strength. We are starting to. We have a couple 7th and 8th year seniors now on our team. So we're starting to age out a little bit. Our minds are still telling us that we can do it.
Right.
And because of that, I'm here to confidently say we still can compete, and we will make some noise, as hinted by my championship from basketball with my teammates of Mr. Harmon and Mr. Allstott. It's a great time, and just being out there with the kids, so they can see that we are lighthearted. Apparently, I talk some trash on the court. Allegedly, I kind of get fired into it. Apparently. We have some refs here that try hard, but they miss some calls, and I just try to let them know about it in an appropriate manner.
Right.
So, but it's so much fun, and our team is it's just great to get with people from different departments and have fun.
So how is your team feeling about the big championship game?
Yeah, so we got a good scope on some people. A couple of our losses we weren't at full strength, and that's huge. So as long as everyone's kids are healthy and we have babysitters in place, we rest up and we will think about stretching. We haven't really dedicated time to stretch yet. If we do that, I think we'll make some noise, and you could probably go on and include us in the Final Four at least.
Oh, okay.
But we'll definitely see.
All right. And what has been your favorite moment or memory about intramural volleyball this year?
Intramural ball. It's really cool this year because there's more teams and more competitive teams than what we've seen. And that's no shot at any of the teams that we've played in the past. But there's more student teams there, and at a school with almost 2,000 kids, I feel like the involvement should be back. And we know that COVID has really put a hampering on lots of things of what we go out and do. And it's not just the students; it's also from the teachers' perspective. We're not doing as much as we used to do for the students either. So the fact that there is more teams, and I see teams having to wait to play, and the courts are full, and you just hear the banter, you hear the laughs, and all the stuff. That's always the best part. That's why I come.
Thank you so much, Mr. Schlimmer.
Yes, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate you guys.
That's it for your weekly update. See you after spring break.